Back again in the Hearkenwold. I still don't know how to level up. I didn't even check whether if I get to, I guess, reinstall the whole thing and then get the imported saves, whether we get anything better. But here we are. Let's just continue in our journey here. First we monitor the above ground. Poor hill giants slumber around this building, seeing Dionystra. They swagger in your direction. We have been kicked out of dozens of establishments, and this one appears no different. It will be the last time you small creatures deny us entry and service. Obviously, these are giants from the hills nearby who have joined in the carnage for their own entertainment. Now you've got it. That's exactly right. Anyone ever tell you that you're pretty smart? The lead giant then turns to the others. Let's have some sport, What do you say, lads? All who want to rumble, raise your hands. Prepare for battle. These are more like some, high school jokes than a giants. They don't have proper giantish manner. Okay, beat it. Well, okay. Oh, too far or what? I don't know what is it with my dudes here and girls. They just don't do too much damage. Let's give it to... Cannot give it to... Maybe from over here. Okay, this our best guy, I feel like, damage wise. So we cannot cause anything because we have no, of course, the... And they hit... Oh my god. Do you see my tactical mastery at play? Now you need to go and, of course... Jesus Christ. Oh, thank God for the thief. They hit like a truck, except this guy didn't even scratch him or scratch him only. No, this was so. Now, what about here? I recall a long time ago I had some spell like Sunburst or something that actually win for us for those fights. It seemed to be removed now. What are you doing there? So he's doing sweep. I guess that's the claim to fame of his. Luckily, oh, you're here too. I completely forgot about it. Go help the lady. Man, it's just ridiculous non-damage. To the left arm. Look at the animations. Something is there definitely. Okay, I hoped you would get rid of him. It's probably not 400, 500 damage. It actually seems like no spin. Warp of Blade creates decapitation. Fails fortitude save. Wow. 49 damage. Well, I don't know how it's counted then. 13 plus 13 is 17. I don't know. Alright. It's arcane to me. So another of those louds is done. Yeah, I should learn with her just to throw around the damn stick or a hammer. Alright, not the end of the world. So here's a pup. Let's save it. Can I go down here? Maybe something with a fish? Apparently not so. Anybody else in this area? No, I don't want to go down here just yet, but I didn't forget about sewers. That's where the pudding came from, so let's start on a small house. And let's go in. A dark priest of Qatar waits in this building. He's circled by bat-winged serpents. The man glares at you and shouts. Have you heard of Keltos the Feathered Dragon, one of the 11 elder worms chained to a volcano at the borders of my homeland, Qatar? These serpents I've summoned are hatched from the eggs of her failed experiments at creating dragonkind in her likeness. The last I heard, Post Darkwell was headed towards a confrontation with the feathered dragon. How interesting. He must have some unconcluded business in that volcano. This indeed puts him on a path of collision with Keltas. Between you and me, I would wager the outcome in favor of the half-demon Darkwell. You see, your world is changing greatly, and the madness is not about to stop. And you will drag us into your insanity? I will have no part of it. These times are so inherently ridiculous, they cannot possibly continue. Let's be here, the rational adult in the room. The fork-tongued priest and his snakes attack. Prepare for battle. What are those snakes doing? I need to go first. Nothing to write home. Of course I cannot go nowhere. Cast. What can I cast? Nothing. Here also nowhere, it's just terrible. Was a clean sweep. Well, cast, I don't know, let's try the call lightning. What did he do? Some... Looks to me like he did some kind of buffing. Yeah, they're doing healing. Well, guys, healing will not help you much. I guess I will let Thief to go first. Easier to damage sealer. Unlike the sweeper here. Well, we will cast another disintegration, but this because they seem to be a lot of trouble. They could be. They're just healing, really. Yeah, never good strategy. In this D&D, healing can seldomly outpace the damage. Such is the nature of it. It's not 2000 almost, but it's 19 and 16, I assume. Alright, what's left from that arrogant priest and his snakes? Scroll of heal all. Let's take it all. And what do we have here? A bat. We have all these buildings, all the bats in a row, but simply cannot rest there. Glowing, buzzing orange balls cluster in the air around fires burning through the house. As they draw near, you see these are insects and a great number of them. Fireflies, they will attack warm-blooded creatures. Jeez. Firefly, look at that, 60 hit points. 1 hit flame fingers. Good that we are kind of not immune to that, but we certainly don't get total damage of it. Oh, what is over there? Some bugs. Bugs Bunny. No, this needs to end. What is this? They're burning there, right? Fire beetle, perhaps. You cannot do nothing, buddy. Okay, what's going on? Are we stuck here? Turn off fire beetle. As long as we are stuck here. Yeah, we are stuck on a fire beetle, unfortunately. Well, what a pity. We need to restart. And hope next time the other guy will go first. Or was it here? I cannot even eliminate the sound. Let's save it here. Of course, now they give us a hard time. It will always sort of crash on this guy, it seems like. Let's try until somebody else goes first. I can somehow eliminate him before they turn. Not very likely. Maybe just show them, I don't know, cloud count. Yeah, but now it's fire beetle. And this is the end for us, frankly. Alright, so avoid this. Avoid this guy. We have here a bit of technical difficulty, so let's see what's in here in the tavern. I hope we can rest here. A bearded man of noble bearing addresses a handful of frightened citizens seated at the tavern's bar. Next to him is a dark, diminutive figure in equally rich clothes. The man glares across the room. All I'm saying is we should hear them out, hear their proposal. It is the least we can do. The Council of Elders has taken our work for granted. And now look where we are. But the enchanters know the extraordinary wolf of our mining operation, yes, and they will help us expand the new colony in the hills. Help us, Lord Argon, are you mad? The enchanters have enabled this pirate invasion, and you would have them rule over us. They have destroyed our homes. The action of these enchanters have led the city to ruin, just as their faction's namesake. At that moment, you watch transfixed as another man in blue robes pushes into the common room. Casting a spell, a noxious cloud engulfs the man and woman gathered and drops them to the floor. Property and homes can be replaced, people can be replaced. Now, who's next? You're next. The enchanters joined by pirates launch an attack. This is not our first brawl in a tavern, you murderous freaks. Well, I hope we can rest her. Ooh. Dogar Enchanter. That's a guy from Underbelly, from Underdark. Oh my god, the Marines. Everything but not Marines, please. You need to go. Move, buddy. Are we not moving? Okay, well... Oh, come on. Manor. Man attack. What's going on here? Okay, attack this guy. Oops. Alright, you will need to do what? I cannot cause anything. Oh, it's my dude. You just need to sort of Oh, he has only 72 hit points. Okay, so this enchanter is gone, which is super duper. Oh no, not her. Oh, they know my weakness. They know my weakness. I'm trying to do this on you. We can cast on invisible, and these mariners, man, they need to go down immediately. Yeah, look at that. She's wasted again. No, I need to protect you for a bit. They're even worse than those guys here. Okay. They don't have that many hit points, but look at the damage. Okay, can we cast sleep? At least at one, which will definitely help us. Good damage. Okay, let's nose this guy. Thankfully he's gone. I can now focus on Spell Chunker, who just wasted himself. Oh, what a dude. Okay. I hope the rest would survive it. And now we have here some Lord, who will be an issue for us because damage dealers, we don't have that many. Not too far. No, I'm setting myself. There's a table, I guess. I'm setting myself for some trouble now. Oh, I guess there's just a table. Well, you're just gonna go away. Ooh, I haven't seen that one in a while. Come on, how can you miss in such a situation? He's a high AC. It's high AC guy. Into the chin. Oh, come on. Got 2 attacks. Under pressure. No, it's under pressure. Yeah, the mariners are way nastier than a lord. Although he has a high AC. Next time I go first for mariners, no matter what else. Okay, here's the lordy. We will need to drink something, of course. Extra healing potion or some magic potion. Damn, we don't have maybe that many. If we have any at all. Potion of love. Where's our spell points? Yes. On a Polyclase, he will simply heal them. Just a little bit. Alright, so now we need to run around again, left and right. For the time being, unless we can rest here. Nobody survived. Not even the guy behind the tent. I was hoping maybe we could get a room. Man, what they're ruining such a fun establishment for gentlemen. They totally wasted this place. Alright, back and forth. You see we need it quickly. I can have a great use for my left hand here. This is basically a rest. In reality, it's also not like an immediate rest, right? You need to wait 8 hours, maybe longer, in here. You need to relax here, we are relaxing. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3. Oh, I also wanted to cast the spells from the cursed weapon in vain hopes that it would go away finally. And I could employ +5 weapon actually. It's really cursed, I can't get rid of it. I guess to temple, but I believe I've just went to that lady temple and there was no option. Was there? Also, a good thing about is that our spell points on spell chunker get also refreshed. She's quite important in that regard, as you see from our battles with other mages that they can do a lot of damage very fast. Oh, this guy is almost also done. They will swap armor again. Armor swap. Imagine swapping armor with somebody like that. That probably wouldn't be too comfortable. All the smells. Especially, well, if you're a tough warrior like this, I guess some smells that still add severe problems. But for us feet gamers, that's just terrible. My idea. Maybe I can do movements left, right? Maybe a discovery or something, right? The faster I collect, the faster it goes away. Maybe, yeah, like this, maybe. Yeah, let's do it faster, I don't know. And I seem to like the device. Oh, this doesn't seem that bad. Let's see. We would go with the faster. Then I click 2 buttons at once. It's a bit for epileptic seizure, sure, but this is our healing, and I cannot keep it too long. It's just need to switch and exhausted after 5 minutes. It's just too slow. So everybody else is doing okay, except for the thief. I need to take it for what it's worth. We don't get anything from the bodies here. Man, this place is just... Let me get somewhere for a window. No. Okay, so except for this room, which I will not try anymore because it does not seem to work. We will now go for the dreadful third floor or third stage of the city. And if you remember, we still carry with us the woman who wants to get escorted to her friends. And they happen to be not second tier, but third tier. And there we are. Some statue. This statue is marked with the rune I, or 1, and a passage of lore is engraved on the base. Inspect closer. The enchanters ascended from the sea, wrapped in shimmering vestments, a halo of starlight encircled their regal heads. It was long ago they rose out of the ocean depths of the whitest of shores. Stepping onto the fire dry, they joined hands in Kabbalistic concentration. Then they began to chant, each voice sounding as its own instrument, some high, some deep, male voices and female. The giddy chime of children's laughter, the cackle of the Ilt. 1,000 voices chanted there upon the brink of the sea. 1,000 different melodies entwining mystic words. Yet this was no cacophony nor random muddled dissonance, not a single syllable was carved, and no voice was compromised. There could be only one interpretation. The resonating sound was the fabric of magic, for the enchanters were the fathers of magic, and they would be the fathers of Saldanus. The writing breaks over here, as if there is more to the founding fable chiseled elsewhere. Oh, we know more, maybe here. The statue is marked with the rune 5. Inspect closer. Well, let's try to find a first one, a second one then. 7. What is this? Oh, I forgot. What is this one? 3, okay, 3. And any welcoming committee on here? 2 pirates from the Crimson Cutlass charge ahead, each leading a pair of snarling hellhounds. Step aside and let us pass. We will use the hounds to set these old city walls afire. Just as the city burns below, if you don't move, we are happy to run you down. I will not move. The fire-breathing hounds are loosed in your direction with intention to wreak havoc. Cry havoc and let out the dogs of war. If this is the best of the cutthroats, you are all in trouble. Oh my god, the marine guys. Well, they will come, right? Oh, there's actually Spell Chunker, but he's quite far. Oh wow. That was a savage blow, I must say. Attack this. You can't run away, right? Put another Hellhound down. No. Of course he goes. I don't want to spend another running. Man, they're nasty. I will go here with disintegrate because I have enough of them. I go to hell. That was a savage blow. How can he do it from such a distance when I cannot do it? Well, at least he managed to erase that guy. Please. Now concentrate fire on this fellow. Well, if you go away, he will just hit you anyhow. Oh, he missed, thank God. You go away. So next time, you're goner. You're goner now. Good. And you don't care about a hellhound who's just incapable of... Oh, I guess it was too much of a journey for you. Hello, Hunt. Yeah, you're not very capable, frankly. Oh, what did you do for green goo? Hopefully it was not some... What is this guy drunk? Oh, he's not the only one. But the ranger delivered, and dark priest of Cater is no more. Alright, I guess I will first uncover all the statues, because I see on the other hand, on the other floor there's also statues, and we will read them one against after the other. What is this? A river. And what is this for a place? Where are those statues? Come on. No, I don't want to go to second tier. There they are. So this is 4. This is what? 6. This is 8. We need 2. Ah, here. Now tongue of fire burn above their crowns. The focus of sorcery as ancient as the sea. Man, how do I get rid of that goddamn sound? I just cannot stand since it's so loud. Maybe if I restart the game. I just cannot deactivate that. And it's really annoying. Alright. It seemed to be always restarted when we changed the era. Now tongues of fire burnt above their crowns. The focus of sorcery is ancient as the sea. Interlocked body and soul, heart and mind, these enchanted ones formed a ring that spawned an emerald valley, for the landscape had undergone a metamorphosis, reefs giving way to gentle hills and the sandy beaches yielding before meadow slush. Is that a win? And here in this field, at the epicenter of this druidic congregation, the product of their consorted will did rise. A white stone burst forth from the ground and thrust skyward as the chanting reached a cadence most climatic. The writing breaks up for you. Okay, let's be closer. Sure. No, where's 3? There's 8. This is what, 6? Here's 4. Okay, we are searching for 3 now. Oh, so 5. 7. Here's 3. Marble, it seemed, yet it was not made of marble. Perhaps it was dragged up from the roots of the ocean, but this was no formation from the watery floor, nor was it created from coral. An immaculate column some 12 feet high, the stone was cylinder-shaped and its diameter 6 feet across. What substance it might have been fashioned from, whether earth or sea, none today say. It was like a pillar of salt. The sheen of diamonds was its glue. Okay, now we have a 4 on the other side. I believe it was here. The enchanters circled around the conjured stone of one full revolution, and then the magic rite was complete. Some now departed, leaving the valley for the wide world beyond. Others remained, keeping vigilant watch over their creation, holding arcane ceremonies day and night for a year. When those who had left then returned, they were followed by a gathering of folk. Tall folk, fair folk, bearded folk, men, elves, and dwarfs were led to the Emerald Valley, and they beheld all in wonder. Then the enchanter spoke a word of power, and from the white foundation stone allowed the forward folk to carve a city. It sounds like some founding story. Was it 5? I think it was 4. 5 is here. Have no fear. But this would be no ordinary city, nay, and the rock upon which it was built was no ordinary rock. Men and dwarfs took their tools and hewed from the shining stone their quarry, slabs of white to be transformed into the city streets and outer walls. Yet no matter their toil, and the men and dwarfs worked unceasingly, never did that pillar dwindle. Still more of this sparkling stone was chiseled. Now the elves and dwarfs brought arch and clever facade, slender bridges and soaring towers pale in the moonlight. Then the men joined the elves to bring forth gardens which would line the fairways. More stone they gleaned from the unyielding supply, laying low walls over which violet vines did creep. Ever the enchanted column stood a dozen feet tall, gleaming in the heart of the city, and lo, the enchanters survived all, and were pleased. So that was 5. You heard that there, that the dwarves worked with the elves, and it was no issue. Now, this was only the start of their ancient designs, for verily such important people had no come merely to build a city. Their intentions were grander, broader, far more ambitious. The enchanter sought to breach the very heavens, to pierce the wheeling vault of stars and reach the realms beyond. Using their magic and their incredible foundation stone, they would carve not a city but a luminous staircase climbing toward celestial heights. The city was just the first step. And why should they not succeed? Were they not the fathers of magic, wielders of mighty spells? And had they not this wonder stone with which their masonry continued without end? And the folk served loyalty to the enchanters, who were benevolent and wise, and merrily threw themselves into their task. No sooner was the white metropolis fully wrought than the elves and dwarfs and men began construction of a new, adjacent level, this one some 75 feet above the ground. Oh, 75 feet? You tell me what that is. Okay, we now need 7. It's probably 75 feet on top of each other. So, not small. It took 40 years for the first sea-level city to be completed. Amazingly, only half the time was required to finish the second step, despite the need now to transport their quarry up sweeping stairways and broad sloped passages. Who is to say that the enchanters did not warp time itself, allowing the folk to labor heedless of the passing seasons? And the sorcerer's scheme was set into perpetual motion. The third step, a level soaring 150 feet above the sea, took the folk but 10 years to finish, just 1 decade until the last arches were raised and the eternal ascension continued. Then the enchanters stepped forward to celebrate their glory. Before them stretched the wide world, blazing red in the glow of the setting sun. Nothing stared down in the open land between the horizons, nothing that could hinder their boundless dreams. Very soon, the mysteries of creation would be theirs, secrets which they alone would relish. Behind the enchanted ones, the folk danced and feasted for one morrow they would begin work on the next level. After that, a new plateau would be reached, and then another, forever and ever without end. Each step following another, climbing, reaching, soaring, ascending, grasping for a higher reality than was just beyond the lip of the next step. The writing grows twisted and tortured, but breaks of here. This was 7. Let's find. Oh, there's 10 of them. I saw rune 3. Must be 8 of them. Nothing about sewers. This was when the mountains fell, when darkness took the three-level city, extinguishing all lights and beacons. That was when the gods voiced their disapproval, when they unleashed their simmering wrath. Lightning streaked the breast of the night sky, thunder rolling with deafening pitch. Men dropped to their knees and wept, humbled before the awesome power of those who dwelt in places forbidden to mortals. Across the fields there sprouted forests vast and green, ancient trees towering in grace and strength. The elves dropped to their knees and wept, seeing that they toiled in vain, for never could they match the skill of those who dwell in places forbidden to mortals. And before the white archers now were hurled majestic mountains, forever halting further progress of the city. The dwarves dropped to their knees and wept, knowing in humility that their masonry was inferior compared to the stonework of those who dwelt in places forbidden to mortals. All the folk cried at night for forgiveness, which with knowledge the gods were offended, asking them to spare their lives. The enchanters abruptly fled their city, abandoning all dreams and lofty aspirations. They counted themselves fortunate to have escaped death at the hands of enraged gods, yet punishment they eluded not so easily. Wrested from them was seemingly limitless power, the inborn talent for sorcery. Lost to them was the effortless art of enchantment. From henceforth onward, the gift of magic could only be obtained through arduous study and great personal sacrifice. Many feared the expectations now demanded, and their numbers dwindled greatly. The mage became secretive society, distant from the other folk, and even among their own kind, the mages grew divided and aloof, so that never again, through concerted will could they challenge the gods above. But even though they had retreated to towers perched on the sea-fashioned cliffs, the mages watched over their unfinished creation. With a long-standing sadness still in their eyes, they oversaw the salvage of their once splendid city, Saldanos, city of sages. The final words trail of here, and the whole of the sculpture seemed marked with blood and tears. Alright, so we know how this was founded. This was supposed to be some kind of a launching space for these enchanters to maybe challenge the gods and take their place, but they were struck down. Probably turned to evil and plot their revenge. But dwarves, thoughtful people, and elves, they both were humbled and sort of learned their lesson, I guess. Now let's investigate. Who lives here? When these trapdoors flipped open, all manner of spiders crawl out and advance. There appears to be a piece of pergament at the bottom of this pit. Was there a spider convention going on down there? We must clear the vermin. And apparently it was convention. Oh my god, this garbage. Giant spider. Fiendish monster spider. Dead spider, that doesn't sound good. Yeah, they might cast something. Spectral spider, dead spider. Yeah, man. I say dead spider. Of course. Being held and all. I come closer. No, not my thief. Not my thief. Okay, go as close as you can go. Hit that, buddy. Good. It's forbidden to cast such spells at me. This guy's close. For how long are you? Hey, the lady is free. Let's cast upon her. Come on. Okay, not her. So they're only biting. Oh, come on. Couldn't you do one more? Good. Yeah, I can throw it, right? Oh, goodbye. Now let's get a dead spider. Wonderful. Please don't bite my head off. Dead spider. Still little. This is still a little challenge for you. Moves here. I have no fear. Well, a 7. Well, I can't go anywhere. Well, the throwing hammer is not so bad. Well, spiders are not cunning as the marines who would literally go after our most vulnerable. Alright, skip. I'll beat this. I have no fear. Come on. One hammer strike. I don't want to see, you know, what kind of a mush the little spider change into. Same with you, buddy. But at least you were not wasted by a hammer. And spiders are cool. So there's some Salvanush map piece. Time to save. I have no fear. Alright. Let's go to our beautiful house. There appears to be nothing. Just the empty house, perhaps? No way. Wow, look at that. Empty house, that's a novelty. What about here? A dozen blinking eyes suddenly appear out of the torchlit darkness in this building, along the one who summoned them. More magical mischief. These are A-wings, beware their poisonous extractions. So they're immune to poison. Well, we need to go the most hated enchanter first. Well, I will. Do you want to think? Yeah, we go for. Yeah, now you won't attack me, right? If I cast Fireball. I try to do a new trick. Well, of course they would. Oh my god, will we do it on our poor guy over there? It took only 2 damage, so... Sheesh. Maybe we'll need more fireballs in here. No attack and -4. Yeah, same tactics as in SCS. mages for first, unless we find, of course, the marine. For those we will make exception. Alright. That will be just grinding with these against these poisonous creatures that are not very good at hitting stuff. Come on. You will help us. Oh, what did I do? You will sort of soften them for the other guy. Please, not even here the wizard you can get rid of. That's pretty weak. Alright, so they're not very dangerous, but it takes forever to get rid of them. And I never even heard about these monsters anywhere. Not in the Monsters Compendium. Ailing. I guess they are legitimate D&D monsters. I would wager most of the stuff here is. Or all of it. Wow, 2 at once. Who can say? He can do 2 at once. Boom, headshot. Not really. No, this was a weak one. And even did more damage to the thief than the thief did to the eye. Well, looks like now they got angry. Another one bites the dust. Yeah, they're both poisoned. Attack. Oh, come on. It's a waste of thief abilities on this. Bang. Another one bites the dust. What you gonna do? Nothing. There's only one. And we strike as much as we need to. And more XP goes our way. Okay. And these are the fights we can deal with, for sure. There's nothing important here. And the law's house. Oh no, did I just go into burning fire? What is this for sorcery? Walking through fires, you find a young man and young woman embracing terror. They share a resemblance that suggests they could be brother and sister. With their appearance seemingly no less than avenging spirits, the girl shrieks at Elwyn, but no sound makes, as is the young man who calls out hoarsely. Please, you must take my sister away. Do not let her die here. My leg is broken and I cannot move. Bring her from this inferno. Are these the children of the woman we met on the first tier? Oh, I forgot about that. Let's go for a second. You have spoken to Mother. This eases my heart, and at least I will die knowing a measure of peace. Please tell my mother we are not mad at her for sending us to the 3rd tier. She only meant to save us, and tell her we love her. The Celestial Father teaches, if we find someone in trouble, never leave them there. But I am far too injured. We were attacked and my leg shuddered. The pain. Please, leave me and like my sister to safety. Yeah, I will carry you. I will carry you. Let's be here laconic. The rest of the party watches as Aelwyn grabs the young man by his shirt and with one arm hoists him over his shoulder. This person you do not even know, and then at the moment another burning timber crashes to the ground, urging you to action. But let's go. Okay, here we are. Yeah, we take damage, so do we take them too? Mommy, sure. Man, where was she? I believe in a center in here somewhere. Oh, doesn't look like a mommy. Not there, perhaps. There she is. This lady regards Aelwyn amazed, watching as you carry a young man while a young woman pushes forward. Arthur, Dorothy, you are alive. You have returned, my children, as promised. If our fortunes are different, I would shower you with jewels and my family riches. But how can I repay your integrity forever? You shall be my unsung heroes. I'm no hero, lady. Okay, we're not saying that. You can keep yourself alive until you find an escape from Saldanus. When the raiders are vanquished and the last fires die down, we will travel to Hearkenwold. There's nothing left for us here, thank you. This is not over. My companions and I must be pressing on. I secretly hoped we would get some healing. Resting possibility here, perhaps. But boy, was I wrong. This entire damn place is just not meant to be like that. So I guess here we done. Let's go to this house. Not even house. What is this? Another wasted dude. Man, for sure. Yeah, he was caught in a corner and wasted without a mercy there. The others were fell where they stood. I didn't do nothing. What about here? Oh, nothing. Take all, right? Was pillaged. With weapons stained and dripping, blade weathered in flames, the wielder of the cutlass looms over the figures. An elf and a woman with dark curly hair. The confrontation has all the appearance of a hunt, and a predator who has scorned his prey huddled against the black wall. Admiral Curwell, we have unconcluded business with you. A kind of madness has gripped the Admiral, and at first he does not notice the party just over his broad shoulder. To your surprise, he sheathes the cutlass as if preparing to savage the elf, and the woman with his bare hands, pausing the half-ochre, rumbles and low chuckle and snarls. Aelwyn, it was only a matter of time before I crossed paths with you fools. Presently, I'm occupied with other matters. I have been searching for these two rare fortunes wings, but I have some bad news for you. As you contemplate the situation you will find yourself in. My men have taken Saldanus, marauders swarming this town of jewels, gleeful in the butchery. Oh, there has been some resistance, desperate battles, brave and bloody. But now you've got enemies on all sides. It's not looking good, I won't lie. As swift as arrows flying Aelwyn, you should flee the city, shaken down to your worthless boots, making defense in vain. Not walking through fire, flood waters, rising no fear. Now let's go for the first one. I don't want some jokes here. As you wish, but I told you, I have fresh glory to deal with first. This scrawny elf and his comely wench. See how he quivers while brandishing his feeble bow. This will be no fair contest. In one motion, the half-ogre knocks the elf aside and then grabs the woman by her shirt with his other hand. Shall this elf have a turn with you? I might not be inclined to hit an opponent from behind, but today I'll make exception. A trail of broken bodies has led us to accountability for Ulrich. Oh, I can shove. Can you shove? She cannot shove. She cannot shove. Shall this elf have a turn with you? A howl of wind is heard from outside, strong at first for a sea breeze, but of a sudden it was blowing and gusting through the building. Clutter and debris lift up and swirl around, nearly blinding all with sand and dirt in the air. Crashing through the walls more padded, storming to confusion, rogues, passengers who were brought aboard the Crimson Cutlass. Fiercely loyal to Admiral Curwell, or Cruel, and the promise of plunder, they turn to attack. Oh my god, not Marines. Of course it's Marines. Jesus Christ almighty. This doesn't look good. What do we do? Cast this on. Okay. Do we need to somehow create their... Okay, cannot get through, right? No, Admiral, what's your AC? Not so good. Yeah, they cannot get through this luckily, it seems. No, don't tell me you can... what is this? No, what is he doing? Oh, it hit nobody, right? Okay, I cannot run away from here because you hold the line. Okay, whatever. You attack. The most dangerous of them all. Of course not this guy. Now you will need to cast all your power here. Call lightning. Oh, pretty good. Yeah, we need to hold them over there. Oh my god, that was savage blow. Ah, come on. Almost gone. No. Can they heal each other or what? Yeah, there was no damage. She's stupid, simply. Okay, unfortunately, I don't want to leave the opening here. Somebody will need to fill, and somebody like you. Okay. Okay, cast another of those beautiful gold lightnings. Now you will feel like full power. Another one, but well, this was hardcore stuff. This goes surprisingly well so far. Oh, come on. Okay, that one is also done. Attack here. I have no fear. You skip. And you deal with this guy. And now we just need to deal with those dudes over there. Maybe I will just stand here until they waste all their ammunition. I kind of simply... Yeah, the guy over there had sort of a lightning bolt. I say go. Oh, come on. Okay, super duper. And this one is damage dealer. Almost. Goodbye. Goodbye. Oh, you really goodbye. And looks like we got our revenge on the silly captain. What was that? You attacked yourself. Have no fear. Alright, I hope we save those two. The enemies have been defeated. We have found a flaming cutlass, which will be good for, I tell you for what, for those puddings. Should we ever meet them again. Flaming cutlass is a two-handed weapon, unfortunately. As you approach the two after all the violence, the elf staggers to his feet. He winces in pain at first and flashes a friendly smile while the woman looks on more aloof. You alright? Of course, never better. I dare say you have saved our lives. May I ask who I owe the pleasure? My name is Aelwyn. My companions and I have traveled from Hearkenwold. Hearkenwold, I'm afraid I'm not so familiar with the name, and I know little of regions outside of the Syrian forest. I'm Lake Lewis, son of Fairwood, and this here's Kara. The pleasure is all yours. Kara has not been in the best of moods. We met in one of the taverns of the city the night before the attack. Late Lewis, we have met your father and sister, and they send regards from the forest. You have been to the Syrian forest, and further spoken with father and the rose. How exceptional! What chaotic winds have blown me to the city of men, and you to my elven homeland, only for us to cross paths. But I rejoice in these gladsome tidings. Thank you, most intrepid adventurers from Hearkenwold. The dark-haired woman appraises the party carefully. Before Hearkenwold, in the kingdom of Astaria. Astaria, where did I hear that? Astaria, I was playing Baldur's Gate 3 for Astaria. Okay, these were the lands of Brunvor. Your rulers have traced their birthright to Brunvor. But it's the disingenuous claim. What are you trying to say, Kara? Here, take this diary. It contains the story of Eret and the true founding of the kingdom. I know not if we will survive the escape from Saldanus, but should you return to Hearkenwold, consider the words within. I will share also this. Brunvor was the son of Eret, who sailed back to this continent to gather an army and restored what you today call Astaria. Oh, the tale of Eret Ascent is a favorite of mine. In fact, my father, who is called Kantameister, composed a ballad about this heroic man. Shall I sing for you? Oh man, please. Alright, let's hear that. But I would say this. Go ahead, we could use a break from all this fighting. Let Levis open his mouth, sustaining a note as clear and crisp as the winter night. His voice was high but strong, not an artificial falsetto. The elf vibrato was steady and conjured the scene of a time and place distant and night forgotten. Then did the son of Fairwood sing. From walls of grey which shielded kings far within the north, ere descent adventure the restless one set forth. While spring's fragrance danced on the wind, he sought for any sign of a maiden whom upon her brow a light would always shine. The summer breeze and twilight glow bore it ever east, until came he to golden boughs, where beneath the elven doth feast. Illumination seeks, said they, who dwell among the pines. 'Tis laid upon a maiden's brow, a light forever shines. Autumn dawn, a brilliant sight as a leaf of first fall. Ere descended rode north against unto the matin halls. She said with stones the dwarf king sent, extracted from our mines, and thereupon the maiden's brow a light forever shines. Though raging wind and winter's night, Erid had ventured far, and came at last to a coastal town guided by a star. On a mighty ship was carved an image most divine, cast upon the maiden's brow, moonlight would ever shine. Well, sir, that was truly remarkable. The coastal town mentioned is Salvanus, that is the significance. Correct, it's a harbor for the savior from centuries ago, who sired a son to establish the kingdom of Astaria. This truth makes certain people, namely the enchanters, very uncomfortable. Again, hold on to this diary and keep it safe. If you ever return to the lands of Hearkenwold, the meaning behind the text might prove illuminating, as my friend Little Levi's called it. And now we must go, for our perilous path leads us beyond the city of Saldanus. Yes, my friend, I'm afraid Kara is right. We have a secret journey ahead of us, and here we must part, but perhaps we will meet again. Well, let's read the journal. Let's read the journal. Ered, as an adventurer of the restless one, he had dreamed one night, and in it he walked lands he had never walked before, traversing further than he had ever before ventured forth. His winding journey ended only when he stood at the feet of a maiden as fair as spring's gentle breeze and beautiful as the first dawn of autumn. Upon her brow there shone a radiant light, and Erid knew that this wondrous glow had always been and would forever shine. With that revelation he awakened. Ered ascended, convinced his king that his dream was in fact a premonition. Their land was threatened from foes in every direction, and Erid knew that this Lady of the Light could aid them against the rising tide of evil. Erid set out on the first day of spring with a company of 12 men, but upon reaching the river, the southern boundary of the North Kingdom, they were suddenly assailed by an army of fell creatures. It was an horrific battle, and all perished save Erid ascent. He then knew it was his destiny to find this maiden upon whose brow a light did forever shine. Erid ascent wandered many weeks, alone and unafraid. He sought to steer his course in a southwestwardly direction, but strange disorientation overcame him, whether by a trick of his subconscious mind or a spell of the blazing summer sun. Perhaps it was simply fate that led him east into lands unknown. Across plain and marsh, meadow and fen, Erid ascent, chose his path until he came beneath the eaves of an elven wood. The stranger was welcomed by the fair folk within, and their master gave him counsel. Eri the Sun remained in the merry place until autumn arrived, heralded by the first fallen leaves. Driven with resolve, the adventurer took up his quest and struck a course north, towards the rising mountains. Through desolate barren terrain he marched, heedless of the dark king that stalked that region. Climbing onward, he at least reached the gates of the dwarven hills. Upon these mighty doors he knocked, and was invited inside the mountain. Here the dwarf king elaborated on the elven words, explaining further the legend of the lighted maiden. Indeed, the gems which adorn her came from these very dwarf mines. Eri the Sand was certain that the last stage of his quest drew night, and he longed to leave the magnificent dwarf kingdom, eke the coming of winter. It was when he sought passage out of the mountains that he confronted the shadow in the wilderness, the dark thing would have engulfed in the mortal had it not been for the blade of Irid Ascent, a gift given him to the Dwarf King. Striking the shadow with the enchanted weapon, the entire region was wrecked by thunder and earthquake. When Irid Ascent opened his eyes, a path lay open before him, beckoning him into the night. Irid Ascent stuck through his path despite the howling wind and blinding snow. At last, he stumbled into a solitary town where shone a single light near the water. A star, he thought, and so he followed its unceasing light. There in the harbor was a great vessel unlike any he had imagined. Upon the helm of the ship was crafted the likeness of a woman, a work of exquisite craftsmanship, but this was no ordinary woman. She was maiden and goddess at once. Upon her brow was a jewel of remarkable beauty, which captured the light of the moon, holding it as an eternal treasure. So too the eyes of the grave one face held at a descent, and he understood her silent words. Climbing aboard the adventurer, the restless one sailed off into the sea. He never returned to his kingdom, which had fallen that night. Did we just waste him? Was the captain? No. He was some half ogre. Now we know less than we knew before. But such is a... Man, we need to change here. We need to change here apparently. And here we need apparently also something else. And God knows, yeah, cleric doesn't look very healthy. Will I risk it? Not sure. No, I don't want to go there. Fire and fighting ablaze had been set across the great arch, now filling the air with a heavy smoke. Before a wall of flames, the shouts and cries of men crashing could be heard, blocking the great way to Saldars. And then atop of the wall appears a man, his blue and grey cloak billowing in the wind. Commodore Oletenam. Well met, dear Nistra, and well done. You have slain the admiral, leaving an opportunity for me to take control of the city. It will have to be rebuilt, of course. Reimagine Saldanus, if you will, under my leadership. Oh, I won't fight you and your friends. You've grown far too powerful to take on at that time, and yet you have other places to be, don't you? Other things to do. The liberation and restoration of the city is far beyond concern for the heroes of Hearkenwold. The last words of Owen Tenham reliably drip with sarcasm as he glares down at you. You thought thinking... what? Yeah, he's right, you know, the path we are on course bears us towards the wizard towers. At a signal, Manticore circles and lands, allowing the Commodore to mount the winged beast. He then flies off in the distance. Another day, then. Well, we can leave this place, really. A blaze. Okay, we won't be going by this direction. And what about here? I have no fear. Let's go in. Another people being cut down. They call. We can go on the other side. No. Yeah, poor souls were cut down without mercy. Why they stand? Nothing was left of them but their dead bodies. Not even any items. Oh, here, treasure left behind. Fountain crystal. What could that be good for? Except throwing into mountain. Oh, fountain. Fountain. It was stashed away in fear and revulsion. I saw another crystal here. Right. I had some charm. Okay. Find 5 crystals. Okay. Everybody wasted. Well, so we reached the 3rd floor, or what? Now let's go here. You stand before the swinging sign of 2 level buildings and imagine a floater is engraved on the wood. Springing out of silver basin, words written at the bottom of the sign proudly declare. The glittering fountain. Hold the brass ring placed in the middle of the door to enter. The lobby of this inn appears vacant. A small crystal bell had sounded when the door fully opened and then closed behind you with a soft click. Blue carpeting blankets the floor, awash in the color of the sea and mountain stream. The walls themselves are paneled in wood and shade lighter than the dark oak beams and bases. Framing open doorways on the left and right side of the door, oak and timbers are so rich the brown seemed almost black. It was a small room and comfortable and inviting room. There is no furniture, however, save a small grainy desk bound with hammered brass. This would be an innkeeper's desk positioned in the middle of the back wall. Directly across from the entrance, a thick book lies upon the surface, flanked by quill and a jug of ink. I suppose one passageway is as good as another if you are going to investigate this place. We are locked here forever, it seems. As you approach the desk, the sound of heavy footfalls kneading can be heard from the doorway to the east. Turning around, you see a man recognized as one of the corsairs of the Crimson Cutlass step into the lobby. What is it? Explain your presence here, if you please. A midnight traveler, Oh, I remember you, Dionystra. You were together as a part of Admiral's crew. This place here be an inn, and we've taken over it. So follow me, mate, and we will show you a good time. Are you running this as an establishment for your fellow pirates? That was a clever idea, wasn't it? There be hundreds of the Admiral's men swarming the city. The way I figure, they will need a break from all this pillaging. If some extra treasure falls into their hands, what better place to spend it than here? So just relax, Dionystra. You can check out yourself out, but you can never leave. I don't like the tone of your voice. Or the look that be in your eye when you boarded the Cutlass back in Sinistra. You became one of us, but you were not from around those parts. Just who do you think you are? No one special, but we are putting an end to your raid. Pirates attack. Yeah, he's disappointed, isn't he? No. What is here? Let's try cloud kill. No way. Yeah, baby, let's cast that. Yeah, it's important because I missed or didn't do that much damage. So focus on this fellow. Come on. I can throw it, right? Yes. Very happy. No. Oh shit. They got rid of us, of him for us, at least. We go down here. Okay, they need to focus on healing now. I would wager. Oh, what there is. Oh shit. Minus 36. Well, that's the end of the game, frankly. Yeah, dead. What is this? Yeah, let's reload here. Maybe they will be more of trouble than anybody. What is this? Than anybody else, frankly. So we are probably here. Yeah, I just need to run here like this. Can I leave? We need to, unfortunately, of course, regenerate. No, so many faster. Man. I need all the hit points I can get. And go after the guys down there first, because they seem to be the most aggressive. I was just worried about the political violence. Needless to say, with 100 hit points, we should take some beating. I wonder if I stack regeneration items on them, whether they will get more healing. To this guy, right? So will he get 77? Yeah, wow, that's fast. Look at him. And the guy is totally regenerated. I have no fear. Okay, well, it's not full and does not interest me. I go there, pedal to the metal. Or this was a regeneration ring. Maybe that stone skin helps him with the physical modifier. Maybe I should give it to somebody who's big problem. Iron Jesus, yo man, what is the name of this game? Well, it's called the Hearkenwold, and it's built on the IceBlink engine. And if you go into the description, you should see there the link to download. You just need to download it, and then you can play. You don't need to. You just need to unpack it, I guess. But that's it. Okay. So who wasted us? Oh, please. Yeah, not these guys on the left side. Of course, we get wasted. Oh, what do we cast here? Maybe sleep. Or maybe, I don't know. Let's try sleep. Yeah, one of them, it's taking nap. Okay, fireball. Cool stuff, buddy. And they know, now I need to. What did he do? Slow? Cause disease, missed with a spell. Yeah, we need to get rid of those guys, unfortunately, as well. No, this was a lucky hit. They're just too mean, and they go after our squishy party members. What is our -12? That's still doable. Wonderful. Let's try another Z. Nobody sleeps. Man, these fellows. Whatever. Oh my god, she's literally dead. What are we gonna do here? Could you quickly summarize the game in a nutshell? It's like a roguelike or a single-player RPG. Oh, let's see. If you know these games like the Gold Box games, how long is the game and what is the progression for if you don't know these old Gold Box games, or well, it's basically full party. Oh my god, no, this full party RPG where you create your heroes and then level up and get magical items. It's based on Dungeons and Dragons on this tabletop experience. So if you ever play that, you should be familiar. Man, so now we know that these damn casters are the most devilish of them all. Wow. We need not to... I don't know what I would do here. Is it based on Advanced Dungeons and Dragons? Yeah, I've seen it's on our first edition, pretty much. First or second edition. If you know these old games like Gold Box, like I don't know what they're called, Unlimited Adventures, the Treasure of the Dark Queen of Krim, or I don't know, I don't recall the exact names. They have very poetic names. But yes, this goes a long way back. Man, he's doing 34 damage on my caster here. Not nice. I can also cast spells here. Fighters, rogues, cleric, mage. They all do different things. Okay, wasn't too great. And this looks like another vibe. Oh, come on. And they're even intelligent. Look at the... Yeah, look at these fireballs. Well, luckily they helped us to get rid of him. Yeah, the mage is the most annoying problem in the game. By far. And our lack of serious damage. Alright, lady, try to... whatever costs, I don't know. Well, maybe go closer and we will try to make them sleep. Oh, one of them sleeps, good. Oh, come on, couldn't you finish him? She's still alive, okay. Goodbye. Yeah, but they hit us hardcore. The problem is that I have some cursed weapon unequipped and I just cannot unequip it on my damage dealer and it does very little damage. What was that? Cause disease. Well, that's not a very good spell, is it? Do we have a magic missile or something? We do have disintegration on this fella. It's somewhat works. Looks like we are shoe-in. Looks like we are shoe-in. So is this a fan project that runs on a modern engine CRPG based on AD and has turn-based combat instead of real-time with pause? This is a fan project. It runs on some engine that was developed by engineers in 2010. But it's not based on Baldur's Gate, it's based on older type of CRPGs. And also in a modern iteration, if you played like Baldur's Gate 3, it is also sort of like this in terms of being turn-based, and the Knights of the Chalice 1 and 2, they're also turn-based. Or a game like this Battle Brothers or King Arthur. Yeah, these are turn-based games like this with spells, abilities, typical progression where when you start as a lousy adventurer and eventually you become a mega demigod that's dealing proper damage. Or maybe if you know there's games like Pathfinder, Kingmaker, or Pillars of Eternity, they both have implemented turn-based stuff, and the rules are dissimilar. Of course, those are 3rd edition, 4th edition, 5th edition, or Solasta. If you know Solasta, it's also similar. Yeah, but this is the like at first time these CRPGs of Dungeons and Dragons were converted to computer game. They look like this. Yeah, search for Gold Box games and you will see what I mean. So this is the earliest version of this. Yeah, there's like half a dozen of those gold boxed games. They were even released on Steam recently. I guess I will play them on a channel. But of course they are kind of difficult to get used to them. At least this is kind of modern. Also Hearkenwold, which is what we play, was this module is also developed for Knights of the Chalice 2 game, so you can play this same adventure in Knights of the Chalice 2 engine. So I've seen the version on for Knights of the Chalice 2 is available on Nexus or some other places. Upon the desk, DM's registry is found opened. The last entry reads the name Ledla Weiss, written in flowing script, each character made with style and flawless grace. Or also, if you know Temple of Elemental Evil, it's a similar game. And it's some fancy calligraphy, Ledla Weiss, an elven name translating as Little Voice. Haven't we heard that name before? Perhaps a family from the scene for. We just talked to that guy like 5 minutes ago, lady. Yeah, let's go with 3. Safe, because this was a big victory. Yeah, you have here the classic. This is my paladin, so you have here the classic items like +3 X, the invisibility cloak or something, with AC modifier +3, and then dragon helm, which will help you with fire resistance. And then here something, pierce heart shield, pretty good AC. I think that will give you some electricity resistant boots that will help you with movement. A pretty good plate mail. Gauntlets of ogre power that will improve your strength. And of course, classic, absolute classic, the ring of protection. Well, it has another floor. I think we need to regenerate before I get there. Man, what is this? Can I disable sound? Well, it's too sort of quiet without that. It has some nice ambient music that I not enjoy, but it's not that bad. Okay, you see I have items of regeneration equipped, so we are getting some regeneration even on some of them. What is this stone skin? What games have you played on Steam, my dude? Recently I finished, what you can see on the channel, I finished the Baldur's Gate 3 recently, Elden Ring, and I'm playing this. Where's our regeneration ring? Man, where is it? Belongs on this wizard ring. Why do you have a agility ring, lady? That belongs here, perhaps. Agility. Oh, I also finished Dark Souls 3 recently. So this is the games I play. In memory, what I did play before, I can recall. Yeah, I also play some Baldur's Gate 2. Some Knights of the Chalice, all this kind of stuff, the CRPGs, most likely now, like recently. And this thing has implemented time, so when I moved there, yeah, you see there everything. You're a real dude, not like myself. I guess you can call it that. Okay, let's be a real deal and look forward to what's up there. Let me go to second floor. And what do we see here? So far, nothing. Is it empty? I just played the crap out of Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup for the past 2 months. What is that? I never heard about it. Is it some Metrodre? How is it called even? Metrodravenia? Dungeon Soup. What is in here? Might be our new crack. I will check it. Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. Alright, let's check that one out. Dungeon what? Dungeon soup. On crawl. Crawl. Here. Play online. Did you play this online? Really? Whatever. I will check it on those YouTubes. Dungeon scroll soup. Oh look, it seems like a similar game. Oh wow, it looks very similar.
Absolutely.
Do you have a party in this, or is it like Metro Draven? Yeah, when you're alone. Looks like you're alone in this. It looks randomly generated. It is something I would play at work. Yeah, you're a lone dude. I've played something like this. It's called Infra Arcana. Unfortunately, it does not seem to have party. At the back of this room, you find a hobbled dwarf leaning on a cane for support. Before you can approach closer, there's common commotion of other voices from out in the hallway. What are you talking about? We booked the room for one night and you have your gold knowledge us through. Sorry, boys. Turns out we need the room after all, so I got to evict you. The reservation payment is non-refundable. Non-refundable? I will show you non-refundable. Me and the lads will give you non-refundable. Baiting you will never forget. Now settle down there. I just had this through. We can work this out. I will put you in the room next door. It's much nicer. It used to belong to the old dwarf who ran this in. But first we got to toss out the old dwarf. There's no vacancy in this room. You are not supposed to be in here. Get out now. I have paying guests who I need to move in. The agitated Dogar join with the pirates and attack. Wow, what a clown. Another, what is this? Dogar Sergeant. Dogar Slave Trader. Dogar High Priest. An Enchanter. Man, this is... And there's another guy here. This doesn't look good. Oh, I guess so. No, I can go here. No, can you... Oh, come on. Attack. Now, who to waste first? That's the question here. Do they cast spells? No, this guy, these guys. But a cleric shouldn't be very dangerous. Unlike this fella. Sweep. Alright. Yeah, let's try to finish him first. Very nice. Big damage. I dislike these games really. This system where the damn fighter or thief is #1 damage dealer. It just seems silly to me. Maybe I just played wrong the other ones. Now, you know what? We can try to cast Disintegrate on the fella here. Oh, that landed. They will do buffing. Oh, he can do reach. Okay, and the marine is gone. Important. Now, let's chunk the spellcasters. Okay, they're not doing anything crazy. This guy's also not doing anything crazy. Oh, you missed. He has 24 AC though. Man, I need to... Can I do another disintegration here? didn't land properly. So now they're healing. That's not going to work. Spell chunker is down. Let's go after this guy. Good damage on the ranger, bad damage on the fighter, and no damage on the thief. Yeah, I think you're done here. What is he trying to do? Attack. Good. Jeez, can we finally get rid of them? Wow, this was a savage blow. That encounter looked tough on the face of it, but they didn't do anything special. Man, do I need to go? Like, I hear they do these attacks of opportunity and I cannot do them. It's just annoying. Or if I can, they don't give us much opportunity to do them. So we see that creatures on Underdark are here. Like these dark dwarfs. Alright, here's some fellow. Thank you for that timely intervention. The name's Boots Glitter Guard, proprietor of the Glittering Fountain. I was so named for a pair of exceptionally crafted boots handed down to them from a generation of ancestors, those leather inlaid with diamond studs. These spikes took the boots right off my feet and left me in sandals. Alright. You haven't by chance found a pair of fancy boots lying around? No. Fine. I'm sure they are long gone now. Stolen when these scoundrels first stormed the end. They kept me alive only to look after their needs and made me stay in this room otherwise. Can you believe it? A prisoner in my own inn. Well, with that rogue's dead, I would say you can use this room to rest. Oh my god, finally. And recover your strength at no charge, too. And if you wish to trade, I don't have much on me at the moment, but I've a bit of gold stashed away that they never found. You can help rebuild my stock if you would be wanting to sell anything. Yeah, that's right. I want to sell all the garbage I have. Well, what? Why can I? Party inventory. No torch. We're not going to sell torch. Not this. What is this? Dragon steak. Silver chainmail. Let me sell this one. Ancient chest. I'm not sure about that. Half blight. So Vormace. What? On hit magic stone. Not sure. Blazing axe. That might be good against a pudding. Half blight. So this. Trident is 1d30, really. AC modifier 2, attack range 2, value 5,500. Yeah, let's sell this one. Acidic sword, let's sell it here. Diamond long sword, sell it. What is this? Spear. Resistance to fire. Don't hit flame fingers. Keep it. Come on, shovel. Goodbye. Goodbye. What is this? Don't want. Water. Cold blades. Wanna hit ice storm, really? We will sell this. Scorching Mole. Value only 40. Let's sell it to. Let's sell it to. Is this katana? No. Electric axe. Let's sell it. Attack modifier 1, strength and dexterity, not sure. Maybe we need acidic damage for something eventually. Torch. Resistance to cold. Divine Mace, I don't see it. What about this? Cloak of Protection, goodbye. Troll Hammer, goodbye. Light Crossbow. Some spear, maybe everything that's like worthless for very little money. Large shield. Short sword +3. Mace +3. A long sword. This. Yeah, we will do some inventory cleansing. I don't see. I'll use lightning. Flaming short sword. I will sell it. Elven cloak, buy. Nymph cloak, buy. Sell it. Small shirt. Want of what? Well, I don't know that word, so sell it. Crossbow. What is this? Okay, good. Hammer I will keep, it's +3, not this. Special attack on hit, we'll sell it. What is this? Sell it. Necklace of missiles, unused fireball, that. Silver chainmail, sell it. What about this? It's silver, so maybe good against werewolves and undead. Battle of the Fire. I think that's enough for selling. We want to sleep now. Yes. Finally, we are completely healed. Finally, man. It took for. But what about those level ups? Can I get finally the level up? It seemed to be broken now. Already know, what do you mean? Or maybe I'm simply dumb. And I can learn here something, right? Already known. Okay. Available to learn. Double click does not work, right click does not work. Enter. What? Maybe enter. But I do enter and learn selected spell. This, yeah, it just does not. It just does not work. I will try to reinstall the game and hopefully it would use the saves. Alright, we are done here, it looks like. Finally, place to rest. You won't be able to go through this direction. Anything here? We can go on the roof, it seems. Two winged lions with the face of man circle overhead. They each bear a roped rider and land in the shadows cast from behind by blazing fires. A lining on a rooftop one speaks. Stop in the name of Commodore Olintenam. Olintenam is the man who leads the ground assault on behalf of Admiral Cruel. Here one of the figures dismounts, although carefully keeping the winged beast between himself and the party. Yes, that is correct. You were aboard that mighty vessel. The Commodore and the Admiral arrived by sea. We, the Enchanters, are the true inheritors of Saldanus, but have long been denied our rightful mandate to raise the city to the heavens. So you join with these pirates to destroy the city instead? Destroy? No, no. We are fulfilling a prophecy. Out of the ashes of deliverance, Saldanus will rise higher than ever before. Either you wait to hear your orders, or you will stand against us. You know, I don't you actually believe that nonsense, but use it as a pretext to seize power. By your hand, you have brought about your own destruction. Watch out, the Manticores fire a volley of spikes in our direction. Yeah, there's a Manticore, and there's oh, two dudes. Alright. So let's start here. Dude, move. I cannot move. Hey, what's going on? Alright, good. Please, Manticore. And of course, okay, you can go on the roof at least. And from the roof, you were destroyed. Is it any good? I'll go like here, I guess. But these spell chunkers, they might be the real problem now. Okay, not bad. This, whatever. Yeah, we need to sort of, well, maybe cast a spell here. I've seen now that I can rest and all. We can just do this. No! You screwed that. I wanted to target guy down here. Can go down. Oh, he jumped from the roof. Wow, that was savage blow again. I guess maybe if we surround them, we can get some bonus, at least for a thief. Maybe he does. Okay, the guy went out with a bang. Man, can I move? I still cannot get out of there. Yeah, not in this direction. So the only way forward, well, at first we need to, of course, heal again. We will go here now quite often. We are back to our cheese where I can heal after each battle, so all the little frail will be lost. Now let's go into those sewers. Let's see what is down here indeed. Apparently we cannot escape this through the gate. Ingel through this detects a secret door at the end of this archive. There are signs of being locked at some point, but now you can pass through the false wall. No longer locked. Where's the fun in that? Hidden within this chamber, the western wall is lined floor to ceiling with columns which serve as a brittle vaults, containers purpose to hold personal possession of the departed. There must have been a catacombs built under Saldanus long ago. Okay. Suddenly, a quarter of undead spawned. Quartet of undead spawns slink out of darkness with glowing bloody red eyes they attack. I didn't equip the Mace of Disruption. What is this? Vampire Spawn. What the heck is this Vampire Spawn? AC only 11, but if they drain levels, let's try here. This won't do much. They might have some damage reduction. Doesn't seem like I'm being drawn a level. And they can't even hit. Okay, these guys don't seem to be too tough. And 2 are already done. We did 2 mighty blues. Now what about the third one? Of course, these damn fighters I have. They basically do the same damage as the cleric. Oh, I wanted to cast it. Not with this guy. With a fighter. Okay. Gonna manage again. Yeah, these guys were not hard. Come to me, Stormbolt. Come to me, Skullweb. Come to me, Amulet of Natural Armor plus 3 AC. Take it all, and somebody will equip it. And you know who that will be. This one. Well, why do you equip it then? I don't know. Here. What do you have? AC plus 2. Well, you will not equip it. Maybe somebody else. What is this? Not this. Yeah, maybe even better armor class. Yeah. And I see modifier for non-check. What? Resistance physical modifier. That's really good. Fighter, paladin, ranger, thief, wizard. Okay, so you will take this buddy. And it's actually quite good for you. If it does what I think it does. Additional protection. I think this will provide us with a minus 10 damage physical. So if we get 8 for 26, we only get 8 for 16 in the end. Let's go north. A trio of figures surround a flaming bronze brazier. The tallest turns to face the party with eyes glowing a demonic blue as she reacts for an arrow from her quiver. Dancing fire reveals her hair waving like a nest of snake. It is Medusa. More statues to add to my collection. Seems these sewers have a snake problem as well. What is this? What the hell are you, buddy? Canterbury? Never heard about that either. But Medusa is a real deal. I cannot go down. Of course you screwed it completely. Well, Medusa, I'll try to put you to sleep then. Doesn't look like it went anywhere. My turn to stone. Hodl. She casted Hodl, which I don't care about. The guy is poisoned. What the hell is this? Derek the Unloved. AC 25. We will try to wreck you with this. 20 and something. Yeah, I don't want to turn to some to some stone. So we need to deal with Medusa lady here. Disintegration, perhaps. Ah, come on. 27 AC there. Yeah, no, I don't like her, sure. Damn, we need to deal with this guy first, because he's getting the health back, apparently. Goodbye. Man, I will need to run to pop again after this. We can't hit anything. Time for disintegration. We will get through eventually. Finally. Gone. Such a horror. Little by little, we're getting there. Cast this. The dreadful Medusa, the gas is poisoned. They have a really good AC, I must say. So good that we're not hitting anything. Disintegration. Finally. Now whose turn to stone now? And even if he hit, it's nothing to write home about. Move down here. Yeah, didn't expect anything. Surprisingly, resilient creatures could there's only so little of them. Half plate plus 2 movement, Stone of Fire, Sling, Cloak of Superior Resistance, and Golden Arrow. Man, this was some Christmas for us. Bonus, what? You can get more movement. I guess a thief can wield this. Fortification, whatever, bad. Wow, and our physical resistance. And here, no care. And we got also some Stone of Fire. Alright, we'll get that. Few will get that now. Cloak of the Bat. So you shouldn't suffer that much. You can get a new one. 3 and 4. Your resistance to fire is great. You 4 and 4. On dexterity you don't have much. It would be mostly for this guy. He has a 4 dexterity. Or plus 5. Alright, so let's I guess change it for this one. 5. I saw it that you can use it. Come on. Yeah, light armor type light, height armor. Thief can use it. No, I wanted to give you something else. Now I recall. Here, half plate. Oh, it's only Clark. Fighter Pally. We don't have plus 5 on dexterity character, right? No, no, no. So they have a light armor, but it's a regeneration. A light armor. Dexterity bonus. We can get 3. But it has also a regeneration. Resistance fire that probably does not interest us all that much. AC modifier 5. They are not sitting on -8 with this -6, so that's improvement. Or is it? Yeah, and you can move faster. This is not good. 1d6 damage, let's give him something else. Cold plate. But has no attack plus. Oh, what is this? Hammer. Blade of Lions is not even two-handed. Paladin can use it. 1d20 plus 3, attack modifier plus 3 is hopefully what you should use to do some damage finally. As two-handed Dino Katana and 1d20 plus 2. 1d10. 1d20 plus 2. It's not two-handed even. Dexterity modifier. Yeah, maybe use this, buddy. I guess you handed before. No, let's investigate the room somewhat further. The stench rising from what can only be described as a river of foul water and ancient savage causes you to feel nauseated. Waiting further will not be a pleasant experience. As if there has been a bed of roses up until now. This door is protected by an arcane lock spell indicated by strange mystic sigils. Okay, if we want forward is worded by powerful magic, then we should look for another route. I can try to dispel the lock. The Anistra is able to counter the eldritch glyphs and the door opens. And there's a stone. A dark corridor or polished theory opens before you with another door upon the far end of the hall. On either side there stand statues in the shadows staring back at you. This is the work of Hochka de Medusa. The statue bears more resemblance to a living creature turned to stone rather than curved from granite. Examine it further. Yes. Teleportation magic pulls you into an area of the sewers. It's a trap to hinder our exploration. Sheesh. Don't like that. Okay, we will stop it here. Have no fear. We will be back tomorrow. In the sewers and all these tricks here will not hinder our progress. I will try to install the game and do something with the saves. Whether I can level up or not. Regardless, thanks for watching and bye.